Good morning. Welcome to the JP8 report, episode 454. If I can find my buttons here. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. Uh, hey, I know I don't have my backdrop on. I am. Before we get started, I want to hear this, okay? And this is the vote on Dr. Fauci's contempt. The, it's another table. They've already done 4 tables to move, which is See, they're doing it over and over and over again. It's just contemptuous. Man. How many times are they going to do this? Right? Yeah, I'll put that on mute just for a second. Okay. Welcome to the JPA report. I can look at this in the background for a second. Hey, welcome to the for the show this morning. I know we're going to get to the rest of this in just a minute. This is important right here because this guy flat out lied for 6 years, over 6 years, against the American public, and he tried to take the Fifth Amendment to cover his tracks after he was pardoned by President Biden, and he's going to be held accountable. All right. Uh, but welcome to the JPA report. Please click that follow button, go to the bell, click the bell, scroll down, and you can click follow, okay? And then you're a follower of the podcast. And give me a thumbs up like for the episode today. And if you want to jump in there and chat with me, you can. I will answer you either verbally or I can type it out. One of the two, all right? Where are we going on now? They're so talk. Okay, Senator Peters, another lame duck Democrat, because he chose not to run against Ahmad al-Assad. Um, but that's his prerogative, and so he barely won 6 years ago. When John James ran against him 6 years ago for his seat, John James is winning outright on election night. I mean, by hundreds of thousands of votes. And when everybody woke up the next morning, he got beat. I mean, this is what President Trump has been fighting at for years about how they will use these mail-in ballots to manipulate the vote. But this is about COVID, how we were all duped with COVID, okay? So let's see. I'm going to put this back on there for a few minutes. There can't be too many more motions before they got to vote. If you have a hard time hearing this, just let me know, okay?
And that's really tragic, I think, and it's sad. So I would urge my colleagues to table this resolution. Let us take a look at these documents. They're on his private web or whatever he has set up for it. We'll take a look at it. But we should get back to the practice where we actually have shared information. I know when Senator Johnson was chair, we had shared information. I know he wanted shared information under Chairman Paul's
okay, we
chairmanship
need to get
as well.
to the motion.
But well, let me finish. Is that
I'll let you go on, and we're gonna get to the votes.
Well, I understand that, but I don't remember cutting you off when you were ranking member, and I always respected your rights, and I continue
He's
to
bloviating. That's what he's doing.
I just hope that you would offer that same courtesy to us, because things do change, and precedent is important. And I would urge my colleagues to table this resolution until we have a chance to look at the information.
Oh my goodness!
As has been the practice of this committee for as long as this committee has been in existence.
For the record, Anthony Fauci refused a voluntary private deposition, and that's why he was brought in under subpoena.
Because it was going to be one-sided.
Don't interrupt the chair. Don't interrupt the chair. With regard to access to records, there has been an unprecedented access to records. They have all been uploaded on a website that you were invited to join. You refused to join. You had utter disdain. You never even asked for the password. Not one of you ever signed up. It's been up for over a year. The information is there for the taking. I've repeated it publicly over and over.
Yep.
Don't come to this hearing saying you weren't given the records. The records were given. The clerk will call the roll.
So we're good.
No. Senator Langford.
No.
You've been talking ad nauseum.
Senator Hawley. Senator Moreno. Senator Ernst. Senator Moody. Senator Peters.
Yes.
Senator Hassan.
Yes.
Senator Blumenthal. Senator
This is the table of the motion. Another one.
Senator Kim. Senator Gallego.
Yes, by proxy.
Senator Slotkin.
Yes, by proxy.
Senator Paul.
No.
Mr. Chairman, on the vote of those present, the yeas are 5, the nays are 8. On the vote by proxy, the yeas are 2, the nays are 0. On this vote, the yeas are 7, the nays are 8, and the motion is not agreed to.
Seeing no other motions, the question is on reporting of an original resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion. Mr. Chairman.
We will entertain more motions, but the discussion has become dilatory, and so the discussion.
I have one more motion.
Listen to my ruling. The discussion will be for 2 minutes. You will have 2 minutes to present your motion. Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to postpone consideration of this resolution until this committee has an opportunity to seek leave from the Department of Justice to obtain a court order providing Dr.
If you did not know this guy, he's a fake Army veteran. When he first ran for the Senate, he actually said he was a Vietnam veteran, in which he lied through his teeth until he was found out. And then he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a Vietnam era veteran." He shouldn't even be in the Senate. It's pure stolen valor.
Serious questions, it will seek to provide him with this very limited immunity to appear before this committee. There is a need for a serious inquiry to answer questions arising from the pandemic. We need to know where COVID originated, how it spread, what could have been done better. We need to hear not only from Dr. Fauci, but from others in the course.
Well, when Dr. Fauci claims the Fifth Amendment,
commission.
Don't overtalk me, man.
Testify 9/11 type.
Dr. Fauci claimed the Fifth Amendment against testifying 111 times. He could have answered those questions.
So I ask that we postpone consideration of this resolution until we can give Dr. Fauci the kind of legal protection against self-incrimination that he needs.
The clerk will call the roll.
Senator Johnson.
No.
Senator Langford.
No.
Senator Scott.
Nope.
Senator Hawley.
No.
Senator Moreno. Senator Ernst. Senator Moody. Senator Peters.
Yes.
Senator Hassan. Senator Blumenthal.
Here we go, 8-5 or something like that.
Senator Gallego.
Yes, by proxy.
Senator Slotkin.
Yes, by proxy.
Senator Paul.
No.
Mr. Mr. Chairman, on the vote of those present, the yeas are 5, the nays are 8. On the vote by proxy, the yeas are 2, the nays are 0. On this vote, the yeas are 7, the nays are 8, and the motion is not agreed to.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to, Mr. Chairman, without objection, I'd like to enter in the record all of the copies of emails that we sent to your staff asking to have access to information. And you will see in these emails there's either absolutely no response or no way to understand that there's a separate email or a separate place somewhere where we can get an email. Certainly, I'll put these in the records without objection. Certainly would be open to see any emails that actually told us about this. We can't find any in any of our electronic records, and we'd be open to seeing that, but would like to do
Wow.
this without objection.
Without objection. Seeing no other
Mr. Chairman,
motions, the
Mr.
question is on
Mr.
reporting of
Chairman,
an original
pursuant to Committee
resolution
Rule
regarding.
60, if I may, Mr. Chairman. Go ahead.
Seeing no other motions, the question is on reporting of an original resolution regarding contempt of Congress. The clerk will call the roll.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Here we go.
Senator Langford.
Aye.
Senator Scott.
Yes.
Senator Hawley.
Aye.
Senator Moreno.
On behalf of the millions of people harmed by Anthony Fauci, resoundingly yes.
Senator Ernst. Senator Moody. Senator Peters.
No.
Senator Hassan. No. Senator Blumenthal. Senator Fetterman. Senator Kim. Senator Gallego.
No by proxy.
Senator Slotkin.
No by proxy.
Senator Paul.
Yes.
8-7. Contempt of Congress.
For those present, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5. On the vote by proxy, and for the record only, the yeas are 0, the nays are 2. On this vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5, and the motion is agreed to.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to committee rule.
Recognized you.
Okay, let's get back to the JP8 report. Give me a second here. Let me get set up here. Okay, good. It ain't moving. All right, let's go. JP8 report. Woohoo! Oh man. So Fauci just got cited for contempt of Congress, and it's going to be referred to the Department of Justice for prosecution. All right. So welcome to the JP8 report. That was some awesome stuff going on there, man. Hey, give me some American flags if you can smell justice coming our way. All right. I'm going to be first. I cannot wait. Boom. There you go. There we go. All right. All right. So, and put something in the comments if you want also. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. Let's get started on this. America 250 moment. Let's get back on track. We're already 13 minutes in. People are like wondering, what in the world is James doing? Right? Matter of fact, hold on just a second. I need to confirm one thing here. Yep. Okay. I have to expedite because Dane Bongino's on this morning. All right. So, America 250. I have a letter here from John Adams to Abigail Adams. And this is an important letter because it shows him that he announced he's resigning from the Continental Congress. All right. Yours is the 29th. That's a letter. 29th of July by days of post made me very happy. Nabby, Charles, and Tommy will all have the smallpox. Well, I don't doubt. Tell John he is very lucky young gentleman and to have it so much better than his mama, sister, and brothers. Mr. Samuel Adams will set out for Boston on Monday, the 12th of August. I shall write by him, but I will not neglect writing a few lines by the post. I have written a resignation of my place here to the General Court some time ago, but it seems they were adjourned and therefore will not be able to consider the matter until the 28th of this month, when they will send by some other person here by my stead. How I am to get home, I don't know. When I go when I see Mr. Adams, goes, I will write you more particularly on the subject, whether to hire a horse here or have a man and 2 horses come for me. I am not determined, but leave all undetermined at present. I want the exercise of a journey that I must soon return. The general court will appoint someone to relieve me, I hope. The first thing they do after they come together, I shall make it for granted. I will take it for granted that they will set off. According, my health is so infirm that I can stay no longer. All right. So, yeah. So John Adams, his health is declining. But he's going to end up being the president. He'll be the second president of the United States. He was our first one-termer president also. But yeah, so we know now that he's resigning from the Second Continental Congress, but he can't leave until Massachusetts replaces him. All right. So next, man, that just made my day. Anthony Fauci just got cited for contempt of Congress. Man, that is so good. All right. So next is the armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns backed by top-tier gunsmithing for repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text at 254-560-2023. Or visit them at www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop, your safety is our priority. All right. So let me get set here. Alrighty. Remember, that vote was 8 yes, 7 no to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. All right. Let me see. 8-7 contempt. That's great. And I'm sure the acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, will take up that case and have it prosecuted, which would be really, really good. All right. So the Iran update. RGC commander, that would be General Vahai, says Iran will continue to pursue nuclear weapons as long as the United States and Israel possess nuclear weapons. Vice President Vance said Iran talks are like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's like dancing, okay? Oil continues to fall. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel's security will be with or without a deal. Senator Tom Cotton said the U.S. military stands ready in case the talks fail. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Europe must play a bigger role in the security of the Strait of Hormuz. And Israel-Lebanese talks end early in Rome with that were extremely productive. The Dow Jones closed yesterday evening at 54,349.12. It was a record close. It was up 236.24 points. West Texas Intermediate, about an hour ago, was at $76.02 a barrel, and Brent crude oil is at $80.43 a barrel. All right, that's your Iran update. For my announcements, I'm going to sail through these pretty quick because we are currently running behind. I want to at least get to the FBI one. So today in Belton, there's Pints and Politics at the Dead Fish Grill at 6 p.m. at 2207 Lake Road in Belton. This is the best of all the Pints and Politics. All right. The next one is Coppers Cove Conservative Club on the 11th of August. That'd be next Tuesday. We have Sheriff Scott Williams coming to be our speaker. He's going to talk about methamphetamines and fentanyl interdictions in our county. All right, all Republicans are welcome to attend, and we may have a couple of school board candidates and or what do you call them? City council candidates there. All right. Next, on the 22nd of August, we have the Coryell County Republican Women Boots and Bling at the Texas Station Event Center in Gatesville at 6 p.m. Dinner is going to be from El Tapatio. It will be fajitas and be a variety of different auctions. And Steve Municeri, he is the he works for Governor Abbey's special advisor. All right. Our next announcement is on the 29th of August. Coryell County Republican Party is sponsoring a Patriot Range Day at the Holly Gun Range. It's going to run from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's off of FM 1783, or it's called Bald Knob Road. All right. $20 will get you unlimited firing. And then we have Curmudgeon's Honeymead. They're going to be selling alcohol after you get done firing. That's at 10 a.m., $20. And my last announcement is the Coryell County Republican Party annual fish fry on the 26th of September, also at the Texas Station Event Center. Starts at 6 p.m. Catfish dinner, right? We're going to have Senator Pete Flores as a keynote speaker, and RPT chair, Dorinda Randall, she's going to be speaking also. All right. Tickets for that are $35 a person. So just remember, if you want to buy tickets, right? If you want to buy tickets to the Coryell County Republican Women Boots and Bling or the Coryell County Republican Party fish fry, you can go back and scan it with your phone on the QR code, or on the description of the podcast at the bottom. I have a link for each one of them. You can go buy your tickets there. All right. Thank you for let me do those announcements. Also, remember, when you get engaged with fellow Republicans, you stay engaged with fellow Republicans. It's always important to get us together. I mean, you can door knock all you want, but unless you know who to go door knock with, or who to make phone calls with, or who to send emails with, you're not going to be productive or successful. So we got to be like-minded people together to see what's going on and talk it out, right? All right. So before we get to the FBI part, I got this one. I did give you all a statement earlier about the ROGC commander saying that they will continue to pursue nuclear weapons because we possess them, right? And matter of fact, today is the anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima during World War II, all right? So Iran's top Revolutionary Guard commander declared Wednesday that Tehran will continue working on nuclear weapons as long as the United States and Israel possesses them, intensifying concerns that Iran is using negotiations over the Strait of Hormuz to postpone concessions on its nuclear program. Quote, he's quoted as long as the United States and Israel possess nuclear weapons, we will continue working on them for our national security. The IRGC Commander-in-Chief General Ahmad Vahidi said, according to the translation of remarks circulating Wednesday, if they disarm, we will disarm. Benjamin Netanyahu responded by vowing that Israel would continue preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon with or without a diplomatic agreement. He said, "Today we heard the commander of the Revolutionary Guards, Vahidi, explicitly declare Iran's intention to continue developing nuclear weapons, continue, as he put it. Well, as Prime Minister of Israel, I am determined to continue preventing Iran from possessing nuclear weapons." Netanyahu praised President Trump as Israel's greatest friend in the White House and expressed appreciation for the two countries' joint efforts against Iran's nuclear ambitions. Israel's existence is not subject to negotiations, Netanyahu said. With an agreement or without an agreement, I am determined, we are all determined, to do whatever is necessary to ensure security of our future. Now, it does not help the fact that we have Americans running for office in Congress and in the Senate that have no better thing to do and to say than try to divide the friendship between Israel and the United States. They, like they said, they're weaning themselves off of having to get foreign aid from the United States, but they can still buy our equipment, which is paramount for their security, because we all know the first time Iran has a nuclear weapon that is tested and ready to go, it will immediately be used against the Israeli public. And then we'll have a couple million dead instead of 140,000, which died at Hiroshima. And we can't just get rid of all of our nuclear weapons because China has them and Russia has them. And also Pakistan has them, India has them, Israel allegedly has them, France has them, and England has them. So, and North Korea has them. So, what are we to do? Disarm ourselves so then we can be attacked? It doesn't work like that. Do the world a favor and just stop. Just stop. Because it ain't going to go no further than what you're doing now. All you're doing is inviting death and destruction among the Iranian people, because y'all will not have a nuclear weapon at all. The president, our president, is so not the what's the word? He is what do you call it when you're like not forgiving, but compassionate toward the Iranian people, right? Like he said, he doesn't want to see anybody get hurt or killed. But there's a time and a place when you need to put all that aside and get down to business. And that time is now. I mean, I heard this morning the Iranian president went to see the spiritual leader, right? Alleged spiritual leader of Iran. They hooded him and put him in a car and drove him around and stopped, kept the hood on him, and he spoke to someone that he thinks was a spiritual leader, but they wouldn't take the hood off of him so he could talk to him face to face. So was it the spiritual leader? Was it General Vahidi? Or who was it? Why? Who is lying here? Who is perpetrating a fraud? I mean, yeah, maybe the IRGC is in complete control of Iran. Maybe we're negotiating with the wrong people. Maybe we need to drop 100,000 pounds, 100,000 tons of bombs on top of the IRGC. Maybe so. That's the president's decision to make. And I support our president to make the correct decision, because I support Pete Hegseth to giving him the intelligent and in General Kane intelligence to make a competent decision to defend us. All right. So that being said, we're already halfway through the podcast because I will be doing I will be raiding over to Dan Bongino this morning. All right. Hold on just a second here. I'm going to get a cough drop. Hold on. I can feel my voice. All right. So, back in 2017, this is what I was getting at. Back in 2017, remember James Comey sent a couple FBI agents down there to speak with General. Oh man, I can't remember his name now. Okay, General Michael. Oh great, man, I should have written it down. Okay, we'll fast forward. So the president caught wind that James Comey wasn't the type of person he needed at the helm of the FBI, right? President in early May 9th, I believe, fired the FBI director, James Comey. By May 17th, the FBI had opened an investigation on the president. Yeah. Thinking that he was a Russian asset. I'm serious. I read this last night. I read it this morning. People that worked for the president actually thought our president was a Russian agent, a spy, a Russian spy. That's what they thought, which led to the Mueller report, which cost millions of dollars because of the utter hatred of President Trump. These are the early days of the Trump derangement syndrome. So, this is unbelievable. So, here we go. Hope you're sitting down for this. The FBI opened a criminal probe specifically targeting Donald Trump in May 2017, alleging that the newly elected president may have been acting as a Russian asset when he fired then-director James Comey, even though the Bureau's own evidence overwhelmingly showed at the time that there was no collusion with the criminal. Internal memos, newly declassified, and probably from that secret room, right, by the White House, showed the investigation, codenamed Oxford was launched in an immediate aftermath of Jamie's May 9th, 2017 firing, and was predicated on an allegation that previously released memos show the Bureau's own agents had mostly dismissed. The FBI is opening, this is what was in the statement, the FBI is opening a full investigation based on the articulable factual basis that reasonably indicates that President Donald J. Trump may be or has been wittingly or unwittingly involved in activities for, on, or behalf of the government of the Russian Federation, which make it constitute violations of federal criminal law or threats to national security of the United States, unquote. The electronic communication opening the probe May 16, 2017 stated. See, they are already priming for an impeachment within 5 months of Inauguration Day. It went further on and saying the goal of the investigation is to determine if President Trump is or was directed by, controlled by, and or coordinated activities with the Russian Federation in a manner constituting a threat to national security of the United States and or violation of criminal statutes it added. In addition, this investigation was also seek to determine whether President Trump or others yet to be named obstructed or conspiracy to obstruct any associated FBI investigation. They're spreading the net, right? This is crazy because you're going to hear names of people that should be incarcerated right now. All right. The memo is called Oxford, opening EC redacted and declared. So if you go to the justnews.com, they got the redacted PDF on there. Okay. The memo, written by the FBI's Counterintelligence Division and approved by then FBI General Counsel James Baker and then Assistant Director for Counterintelligence William Priestap, made clear the concerns about Russian influence and obstruction included Comey's firing in part because of the public explanations Trump gave for the termination. The memo continued. This alternative explanation can be reasonably read to imply that the FBI's counterintelligence investigation was a factor in President Trump's decision to terminate Comey. Okay, so both the acting FBI director, Andrew McCabe, and Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein were advised that the probe had been launched, the memo shows. But wait, there's more. The FBI marked the investigation sensitive investigative matter and declared it was the least intrusive method to address the serious national security risks posed by activities alleged. But the decision proved anything but non-intrusive. It prompted the appointment of Special Counsel Robert Mueller by Rosenstein, and nearly a 2-year probe that hampered the start of the Trump presidency, even though Mueller's team, like the FBI before it, was unable to substantiate any conclusion between Russia and the Trump's campaign in 2016 election. A subsequent investigation by John Durham, released by the Biden department in 2023, concluded there was no basis for the FBI to even open the original Crossfire Hurricane investigation, including alleged Trump-Russia collusion. They keep trying to get Trump. They did a Crossfire Hurricane. They did with Oxford comma. Okay. Coma is in relation to Joe Biden, okay? You got these James Baker, you had Rosenstein, you had Andrew McCabe. These guys should be indicted for insurrection. They attempted a coup on the President of the United States. They were unsuccessful, but they tried it. This is all in the first Trump administration. What's going on now? I mean, the circle's so closed that hopefully they're not getting to the president. It says right here, it was well known that the FBI wanted to investigate Comey's firing by Trump as an act of obstruction, and that such concerns led to Mueller's special counsel appointment. Records would later show Comey was fired on the merits because the DOJ believed he mishandled Hillary Clinton's email investigation, in which he did, and because she should be in jail. And the department's own independent inspector general would later conclude that Comey violated long-standing department practice and protocol with his conduct in the Clinton case. The new FBI memos identified and declassified by the White House Government Transparency Task Force reveal for the first time that the FBI predicated predicated the obstruction case against Trump and gave it a code name, or on the concern that then president may have been an asset of the Russian leader Vladimir Putin. But previously released FBI and DOJ records show that the notion of Trump being a Russian asset had already been widely dismissed by agents and analysts working for months beforehand on the Crossfire Hurricane case that examined the Russia-Trump collusion. In fact, the lead agent on Crossfire Hurricane case texted his colleague the same week that Oxford comma was open, suggesting he did not believe the allegations were substantiated. He was quoted, "I hesitate in part because my gut sense and concern there's no big there." Then Deputy Assistant Director Pete Strzok wrote FBI Special Counsel Lisa Page. They were lovers, all right? Strzok's text segments were confirmed by another key colleague working on the case, Special Agent William Barnett, who would later tell the Justice Department that by early 2017, the FBI mostly ruled out that the Trump campaign and its various players like Michael Flynn, that was the general I was trying to remember, and advisors Carter Page and George Papadopoulos had colluded with the Kremlin, according to the FBI report of Barnett released in 2020. Barnett did not see any evidence of collusion between Trump campaign and the Russian government. See, it's just a red herring. They did their best to entrap the president during the first term so they could get rid of him. Flat out. Because they wanted Nancy Pelosi to end up being the president of the United States. That's the only way you could see it, right? Because by the time they go through all these investigations, 2018 to be there, and that's when Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the House again. All right? You got people, Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, James Baker, Andrew McCabe, and there was a couple other, Rob Rosenstein, these guys, Rod Rosenstein. All these people need to be investigated thoroughly because they were intent of destroying the presidency. And just like I said in here, right? If these investigations were not trying to tear apart the Trump administration, the president would have a very successful first term in the executive office, and no matter how COVID would have turned out in 2020, he would have had no problem because you got to make it too big to steal, right? That's probably could have happened during the course of the president's first term, but he was so hamstrung by all these investigations that he didn't have a chance. And the same thing is happening here. Every time, just like what we were just watching on TV, right? It was easy. Fauci, all he had to do is answer the questions truthfully because he already had a pardon, right? He did not have to do his Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination because he was already granted a pardon. So now he wants to show that he got something to hide and he was going to lie about it, which opens him up to prosecution. So what did Senator Rand Paul just do? He led the effort to get him held in contempt of Congress by a vote of 8-7. But y'all saw what happened there. All these Democrats who are on that committee, over and over again, they tried to table the motion over and over and over and over again. It took them over a half hour to do a 20-second vote. Retired Rob 53 is asking if there's statute of limitations. I do not believe there's a statute of limitations on incitement. All right. Is it incitement or what's the you have treason, you have not incitement, but there's another term for it. But that's a good question, Rob. That is a very good question. But those people seriously insurrection. That's the word I'm looking for. Insurrection. These people really hurt the country for years, and then Anthony Fauci did the same thing. All right. So we need more answers. And Senator Johnson, you heard him this morning. It has only just begun the investigations because he is going to get to the end of this. And Rand Paul, he's not relenting. That is why. And I got another article in here. I'm going to run out of time, but look. This is why these midterm elections are so important in our country, because of the fact that if we lose the Senate, all these investigations come to a halt, because the Democrats, all they will do is open up investigation after investigation on President Trump, because Orange Man bad, everything about Trump is bad and evil, and everyone that associates with President Trump is an evil person, and they're all racist too. All right, that's all we're going to hear for 2 years if the Republicans lose the House and or the Senate, because it's going to happen. You can flag this moment down in history that it will happen. All right, the Democrats do not care. They're in league with the DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America. They are determined. They're going to rip apart our country. It will not be the same. All right. Like they said, they are determined to do away with the United States Senate, the Supreme Court of the United States, and expand the number of representatives in the House of Representatives, and make representation proportional to race, and do away with the Electoral College. It is gone. Our whole fabric, and do away with the United States Constitution. Even talk of overturning the Constitution should be prosecutable. I don't know how they get away with it. That is the law of our land, and they want to do away with it. Yeah, if you want to amend it, amend it. But to do away with it and draw up a new one, that's pure treason, and they should be arrested and prosecuted for it, because all it's going to do is start a civil war, a very big and bloody civil war, and I know who's going to win that war. All right, so the Senate, they're on the rundown to get stuff done. One of the big things that's left to do in the Senate before they leave on their vacation, right, is to confirm the Attorney General's post. Todd Blanche is, I think, tomorrow or maybe early Saturday, they're going to do a confirmation vote in the full Senate on him, and it'll probably pass by one vote. All right, keep your fingers crossed. All right. Oh man, I'm sorry. Y'all probably all can hear that crunch. One person was confirmed yesterday was Dr. Erica Schwartz. She's the new director of the EDC. If you remember her name, she was the Deputy Surgeon General from 2019 to 2021. She's going to be replacing Acting Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. All right. So congratulations, Dr. Schwartz, on being the new director of the CDC. And then we have a quick deal about the cash flow. The Republicans right now, and the RNC and their associated PACs have close to $500 million saved up, right? And $250 million right now, cash on hand, right? While the Democrats they got 16 million on cash and 18 million in debt. Now, Act Blue said second quarter they raised $500 million for lower level campaigns and stuff, but that money's going to go quick. I've here in Texas, I've already seen Telefrico ads. I've seen Gina Hinosa ads, and they're spending this money like it's going crazy, right? Governor Abbott ain't spending hardly any. Ken Paxton ain't hardly spending any because they're holding their fire because most people in high level state and federal campaigns don't listen to politics until Labor Day. After Labor Day, it's game on. Everyone starts spending money. But these guys are spending their money early and they're going to finish weak. The president himself has like $300 million. He just did a high level fundraiser in California. He did another one in Las Vegas. September 9th and 10th, he's going to be in Dallas for the midterm convention fundraiser that they're having here. If you want to go from the state of Texas, you got to show up a minimum of like $20,000, $15,000, and $10,000 per ticket to get in there. And you get a hotel room, you get a shirt, and you get a cowboy hat. That's cool, huh? If you're coming from California, the Republican Party of California is charging $200,000 a person to go to the midterm convention in Dallas. They're raising money. This is going to be one big knockdown, drag out fight because we have to win this election. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. From local, school board, city council elections, all the way up to Congress. We have to win these elections. All right? But that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Just think about all this money. And if you are CNN or Fox or ABC, NBC, CBS, and these people like, hey, I need TV ads. They are going to charge them premium prices for these commercials on TV because that's where a lot of the campaigning money goes, right? That's like why I said a while ago, you have to like-minded people need to associate with each other, like at these different Pints in Politics, Coppers Cove Conservative Club events, to get us be able to not to sneeze together, but to associate together so we can make plans what we want to do to keep Texas red and keep America red, right? And to keep make America great. We need to keep our majorities in the Congress. But yeah, money, 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 money. Man, but I can't believe this one deal about Act Blue. That's the Democrats' fundraising platform. They raised $215 million in June alone. So we have to use Win Red and get it taken care of. All right. What are we looking at on our 854? So I think I'm going to save these two for tomorrow. So I'm going to talk about Abu said yesterday morning he was confirmed of winning the Michigan primary for the Senate, right? He's a Muslim. He's a communist. He's from Egypt. He was born in the U.S., but he's Egyptian ancestry, right? Abdul Essayed sparked online controversy moments after capturing the Democrat Party's nomination in Michigan Senate race for his word choice and alleging Republican nominee Mike Rogers in a series of 5 debates. I know you're going to say no because you're a coward. 5 debates, all right? Al-Sayed said, you and I both know that you will wither. Okay. You and I both know that you will wither in front of your own crimes, but I'm going to make sure Michiganders know about them. By the time we're done, you're not going to have a safe quarter from people hiding you accountable from what you've done. He accused him of being a criminal. The language of safe quarter is raising eyebrows from viewers online. The online backlash demonstrates how closely the Michigan state race for the Senate was being watched across the country and how viewers are analyzing every move Al-Sayed says in particular. The former local public health official succeeded in his race against Haley Stevens. His campaign has been a proxy for larger questions about the Democrat Party on whether the progressive label and promises aggressive expansion of public sector involvement. He has also invited scrutiny. If I'm the Rogers campaign, I'm putting this in an ad. A socialist owns property in Dubai and India is attacking me for having a vacation home in Florida while threatening me in my home state. No safe quarter from people holding you accountable is commie messaging. The easy rebuttal for Mike Rogers here is to point out that Al-Sayed owns property in a luxury development in Dubai. That's the United Arab Emirates, okay, if you didn't know. Chuck Ross even said that. Wow. Is Dubai in Florida? No, it's not. It's outside the United States. Yes, and he just went on and on. The guy accused, and you know what? I'm going to go back over this tomorrow because I'm going to go back over this. Yeah. He even said about Mike Rogers. Mike Rogers is a guy whose politics and vision and perspective are old. Mike Rogers is the guy who has never shied away from a corporation who could do you a favor. If you want a senator who's going to lick some boots, fine, go vote Mike Rogers. But if you want a senator, a bootlicker, he called him a bootlicker over and over and over again. People like that, we didn't need nowhere even close in being involved in representing anyone within the United States government. Not even dog catcher, okay? I'm getting ready for the raid, so give me a second here. All right. Thanks, Rob, for tuning in today. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm up ready for the raid. Yeah, he went over and over again, just accusing Mike Rogers of being just a career politician. He spent 14 years in Congress and left. I mean, unlike some politicians that spend 25 and 30 years in Congress and never leave until they die, right? Yeah, like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, I believe, is like 87 years old. Oh, Rob's going to the Bongino. I'm about to raid to it myself. It's 8:59. Yep. Okay. Let me go ahead. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I'm going to do a raid over to the Bongino show. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for letting me show y'all that confirmation vote. I didn't get to everything because that was an important thing too. So let me hit the raid button. Raid away. There we go. Raid is confirmed and it's on its way. You have 6 seconds. So James Pierce with JP8 report. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. I'm out.